Hello, how are you? Can I ask you a quick question, if you don't mind? Sure. I was just wondering, are you going to do something with, the rise of antisemitism here in Canada? Because you are going to bring, thousands of refugees from Gaza, and some of them are radicalized. Are you concerned about that for the safety of Canada? No? Okay.
Drea, these are supposed to be parliamentarians. Their trade, their bailiwick is talking, discussion, engaging. And yet, look how they run away when it's not a mainstream media journalist offering a softball question like, what kind of shampoo do you use, Mr. Trudeau? And now Tom Clark, he's some sort of, ambassador in New York City in some multi-million-dollar pad. Wow.
Yeah.
But, Drea, if Marc Miller is so sure of his horrible policies, then sell them to us. Convince us they're good.
Exactly. And, kudos to Alexa again there. She said it took about 8 hours of sort of a stakeout to catch those people. And I know there's more to come on that. But you're right. I mean, we've seen it so many times. They say what they say when it's in that confined area. And then when you catch them off guard, they can't answer the question. They're scared of a little female reporter like Alexa asking the question, and a very important question. We've seen that Canada has a history of not vetting people properly. And so now we have people coming from an area where there is going to be some radicalization. So it's a fair question for the people. What is going to be done about that? How is the vetting process going to be? I'm not surprised she didn't get an answer, but it should be asked.
Yeah, I actually am terrified of where we're going demographically when we're issuing some 5,000 visas, which means more than 5,000 people to Gaza, where the last poll I saw was about 80% still support Hamas. Unbelievable. And by the way, folks, in case you think Alexa and Drea and myself were exaggerating about anti-Semitism, oh no, here's some video in lovable Montreal regarding the pro-Hamas Hitler Youth Movement climbing buildings and throwing smoke grenades. And just listen to their chants.
Nothing to see here, just smoke grenades and calls for genocide, just a typical Canadian day. And imagine if those were freedom protesters doing that. What would happen?
Oh, we know what would happen. The Emergencies Act would be invoked. They'd be demonized and vilified. If there was any kind of funding mechanism, like GoFundMe, that would be shut down. We'd have people having their bank accounts frozen. None of the people during the Freedom Convoy in 2022 were violent, Drea. In fact, I understand violent crime went down in Ottawa. And but all of those things, as you well know, happened. And by the way, we should point out that the pro-Hamas folk, they're not stupid enough to chant "kill the Jews," although sometimes they do go off script and say that. But it's from the river to the sea, Intifada, and the most appalling one of all, I think, Drea, go back to Europe. And we all know what these chants mean. These are coded chants for, like you said, genocide.
If you know the history, then you understand that's what it is. Otherwise, it just gets dismissed. Oh, no, it's not about that. Or it's interesting when you ask, like one time I did a report where I asked people, what is from the river to the sea, what it means, and where are the Jews supposed to go? They don't have an answer. They didn't say the Europe thing.
I remember that. I think am I confusing one of our colleagues' reports with yours, Drea? But weren't there people, when you asked what river, what sea, they didn't know it was the Jordan River and the Mediterranean Sea? They were
exactly.
just indoctrinated, useful idiots.
Yeah, they're chanting this stuff and they have no clue.
Yeah, well, now, Drea, I threw this in because, yesterday I sat down. I wanted a couple of hours of escapism. I just went into the sports world. I wanted to see the Detroit Lions game. You know, my son's I should point this out just in case anyone thinks I'm jumping on the Lions bandwagon. And it has been 91 years before they even went to the Super Bowl. They've never been there. In case you're thinking I'm jumping on the bandwagon, my son's moved to Windsor some 3 years ago when the Lions still sucked. But anyways, Detroit's right across the river, not the Jordan River, the Detroit River. I said, guys, we should support the Detroit teams. And suddenly there's this fantastic renaissance with the Lions. The point is, Drea, I just want to decompress. I don't want politics. I want to relax. I want to have a snack. And then during the NFL broadcast, several times, the following ad comes on. And Drea, it's one of those ads that, do you ever watch an advertisement on TV and you have no idea until the final seconds what's it about? Is this a car ad? Is this a pharmaceutical product ad? So I'm watching this and I'm going, what are they advertising? Oh boy, folks, just wait for the call to action at the end. Let's check out this ad. Drea, where do we even begin? I'll say this. We know that thanks to Marc Miller, who Drea tried to get a sentence out of, but he wasn't speaking. Immigration, I would argue, is the most failed file in Canada. We are bringing over people of questionable background. We are bringing them over in numbers that we cannot find housing for, cannot find jobs for. It is the most disastrous file. And then the Trudeau Liberals, and by the way, that wasn't just one ad. It was in heavy rotation during the football game. They're going, oh, you know what? Let's show all these people dancing and getting along and put some nice piano music behind it and tell Canadians immigration enriches our lives with our money. Our money, Drea. Your thoughts?
Well, I was trying to find my report for B-roll, but many immigrants that are now Canadians will be the first to tell you this, right?
Oh, yes.
They're the ones. I mean, the lady that, does my eyebrows when I get a moment to do that, she was so shocked when I was telling her about my report about how we have migrants staying in hotels with suites and phones and stuff. And she was so shocked. And she told me she had to pay so much money to our government to come here and be able to start a business and work from scratch, and they had nothing and they did nothing. So she was absolutely appalled. But I've also interviewed other people who come here on this promise, this false hope of what Canada is going to do for them in their future, and they can't do anything. And now you see some are having issues going to school here and stuff. So it's a false hope even for them, and then we can't deal with it on our end.
Hello everyone! Hello all Rebel fans! Rebel News Live is back and will be soon happening in Calgary. Are you coming? Because I'm going to be there and I would love to see all of you and meet new faces. This year, we are heading to Calgary on October 5th for a fun full day of interesting conversations and of course, great food too. It's my favorite event of the year and I know you won't want to miss it. You will be able to meet and hear from your favorite Rebel journalists and many special guests. And today, we have the honor to feature Alberta Premier Danielle Smith. You can get your ticket and see all the details at rebelnewslive.com. So, see you in Calgary. Love you all!